And it's FU Friday. Hello.
Hey, man.
What's going on, Anthony?
What's happening?
Not much at all.
Yeah.
I only had about 100 messages on my machine when I got home last night.
Yeah.
My brother, it was hilarious. Brett he felt so bad for us. He goes, because if anyone's a fan of your show,
Yeah.
our show, obviously, they would know how much before yesterday we looked up to The Rock.
Kind of liked The Rock, yeah.
Even though we're in our 30s, he's like a superhero in our eyes. You know, we really, really enjoyed.
Very entertaining to watch,
what he did for the WWF. And you know, we admired the guy and all that. And,
wow.
And then just to have what happened yesterday to us, that's what my brother felt worse about than anything that actually went on the show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a little rough yesterday.
Because it was kind of like seeing Superman without his cape, and no one wants to see that ever.
I don't know. After mulling it over for a night, thinking about it, it kind of pisses me off a little bit.
Oh, without a doubt. I've lost all respect for The Rock, and I could care less what he does in the WWF from this moment on.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, I don't think that was necessary. I think he could have gotten more of his facts straight. I think he made up his mind and walked without really knowing what the real deal was.
Right. Well, I guess we're going to play the uncomfortable...
Oh, are we?
The uncomfortable part of the interview.
Oh, no.
Just because, the response on it is just unbelievable. We're going to do it a little later, though, because Lewis Black's coming in here at 3:30.
Oh, no.
But later on in the show, we'll definitely rehash the whole thing. But you know what? I mean, my blood today is absolutely boiling. It really is, because, we were blindsided. I swear to you, and I said it right to his face, man to man. I had no freaking idea what he was saying.
Yeah.
And that is the God's honest truth. And he was expecting us to, just trash Sick Boy in front of his face. We didn't have any of the facts at the time or anything.
Let me tell you something about my side of this whole thing. I visit Sick Boy's site a lot. The X-Wrestling. And I've seen what's on the site. You know what it is? It's satire. It's comedic writing. It's funny. It's not... And it is really politically incorrect. I mean, talk about goofing on everybody. I mean, everything. You could go there and see the writers on that site goofing on gays, Jews, blacks, everybody, Italians. Doesn't matter. That's what that site is about. Now, on the other hand, like he said or asked, no, we don't have anything to do with the site. I enjoy going there like I enjoy going to thousands of websites. But I don't think he understands that that's what that site is about. And we didn't have anything to do with it, but that doesn't even matter at this point. Sick Boy is a guest on our show, as was The Rock, as was Jeffrey Ross that day. We don't screen our guests to see who they're either affiliated with or what businesses they own or anything. Yeah, they come on our show. If they do good radio, if we like them, they will return. That's it.
I did some research on Jeffrey Ross. I didn't know he was a kid toucher.
Oh, my God.
If I knew he was a kid toucher, we wouldn't have him in yesterday.
Oh, my God. Opie, that is absolutely false. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Jeffrey, I'm just kidding.
My God.
Just kidding, Mr. Ross.
But, Sick Boy guest on our show.
Right.
Just like a bunch of other guests that we've had in the past.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
No biggie, Rock. He didn't have to freak out like that. I understand it's a touchy issue with him.
And I don't care how blown up he is and how big he is, because he is absolutely
not
huge.
Today, because he's not here.
Well, no, but he truly, in my eyes, he's not even a man. And I'll tell you why. Because after the segment was over and we went into commercials, and I told him what I knew about the situation and explained his point of view. Yeah. Any other man would at least stick around and maybe discuss it for 5 minutes. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But what did this big, huge mother effer do? He just turns around and walks right out. Without even giving us a chance to discuss this further.
I'm not going to lay into him because...
I don't give a crap, man. You know what? I am so freaking pissed today.
Let me tell you why.
Why?
Because it seems like you're being a pussy if you talk like that when he's not sitting here, so I'm not going to do that.
No. I'll give him the forum to come back today, Anthony. He's in the area, okay? It proves I'm not a pussy. If the Rock wants to come in today and we'll discuss this further, fine. All right? That proves I'm not a pussy. I know he's still in town. He's doing another book signing tomorrow.
Right.
Or today. I don't know.
Cool.
So if he wants to call in, that's great, too. But he's not even a man in my eyes because he wouldn't discuss it further after we left the radio show. After the commercials. They all just ran out of here.
They did just pull it out.
That is what I am pissed off about. And if he really wants to get on this racism soapbox of his, okay, why doesn't he look within the company he works for? And by saying that, I am totally for what the WWF does.
Right.
Okay? But if he really is that concerned, you know, he makes a pretty good living from a company that exploits stereotypes. Let's face it.
Sure.
And I have no problem with that.
Yeah,
no problem whatsoever.
It's entertaining.
We exploit stereotypes on this radio show.
It's funny.
It is funny.
And like it's funny when you watch it on WWF and you see The Godfather come out. And he's dressed like a pimp. And he's pimping hoes. And smoking weed. You know? I mean, come on. That's not a stereotype?
I hear on The Rock's website he has a whole section on trailer park trash.
Yeah.
Some people would find that very offensive, Rock.
Right. I don't know.
But I swear to God, I am so freaking pissed today. And right after the show, one of the representatives from the WWF, left me a voicemail. And I called her right back. Because I was still like, what the hell? I'll discuss this, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't even want to discuss it anymore. But I got her on the phone, and she goes, we heard the rest of the show after we left, and we're not pleased whatsoever. Not pleased whatsoever. And then she was convinced that we, controlled the phone calls and just made, so the people that were on would agree with what we were saying. That's not what we did whatsoever.
There were plenty of calls of people that say, we acted wrong, or we looked stupid, or, we were the a-holes. We put those through, too.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? We censor the calls? No.
And it's too bad, because we do have a good relationship with the WWF, but I could care less about The Rock now.
Yeah.
What a... Steve from the unofficial website, who was in the studio yesterday. Steve, what's going on?
What's up, fellas?
Hey.
I liked your posting on the unofficial website today about this whole thing.
Yeah, I got home last night, talked to Sick for a couple minutes, and needless to say, he was a little shocked, still about the whole thing. I know he hung with you guys for a while. Personally, I went out afterwards and got drunk.
I went home and went right for the wine.
Yeah.
Big bottle of red.
Yeah, that was a little stressful, to be perfectly honest. But you know something, in retrospect, that guy, had he known about it, which it certainly sounds like he did, he should have said something.
Yeah, obviously.
He should have said something to you guys about it, and he didn't handle himself very well. And any amount of apologizing wasn't going to change his mind, and that's what sucked about it.
Well, that's fine. Then why don't we discuss it off air, or why don't you be a man and call us today?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I told him the truth. I had no freaking idea about this.
I mean, he lumbered out of there like a 280-pound crybaby. I mean, for lack of a better analogy, but...
Corky Rock.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, and how many racial stereotypes has this guy used in his wrestling matches? Personally, I don't know. I'm not a huge...
Well, I could give you all sorts of info on that, but it's whatever. I mean, if he really wants to get into this issue, he should look right where he's working.
Yeah,
he makes
exactly.
But you know why? Bad. You know why he never will, though?
Why?
Because he makes way too much money.
Oh, exactly. I mean, and it's political to a very large extent.
And then he can look like he cares about those issues by bashing some guy's website or a radio show.
Of course. And, the fact is he made some blind assessment about the whole situation, hadn't seen the post himself. He was going by what people told him. Now, and I'm sure there were racially insensitive things that were said on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what Sick said after looking at it. But he erased it immediately. The fact that he persisted in having a temper tantrum about it after he was apologized to up and down.
You know what? Sick Boy shouldn't even had to erase it. What happened to freedom of speech in this country?
Yeah, slowly diminishing.
Especially on the internet. You may not like what you read. That's fine. You know?
Right.
I always thought the internet might, earlier in the early days of the internet, back in the early to mid 90s, I thought that would end up being like the last bastion of free speech.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because you'd go on there and just, man, it didn't matter. Sometimes you'd punch up something, read it, and just be offended yourself. But just the fact that it was there, I mean, it's an open forum. It shouldn't be controlled. It's First Amendment, man.
That lasted for all of 5 minutes, and then someone figured out they could make some money suing somebody,
right,
complaining about it, and making a couple of thousand lawyers rich.
Yeah.
And, you do anything successful on the internet, and you're going to get fleeced.
It's ridiculous.
It really is.
And the fact that he even had to, removing stuff from websites because some people find it offensive. I mean, what's next?